Welcome back. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to fold the model General Grievous, the designs for which can be found in the book Star Wars Origami by Chris Alexander. Great book with lots of wonderful Star Wars origami lessons in it. Now, this model starts with the preliminary base, and if you're using the paper from the book or some other kind of origami paper, you'll want to start with the eyes or the pattern facing down, so that you have the pattern in the right place at the end. I'm just going to use this simple white sheet of A4 paper. I'm going to take the top edge here and fold it down so that it lines up with the outside edge here. As I fold this, making sure that the edges here are exactly parallel, and then I'm going to use my bone folder to crease that paper right along the diagonal so it's a nice strong valley fold. Then I'm going to remove this bottom portion of paper. Now, if I am doing this correctly, we want to have this part, this valley fold here along the diagonal, and now we're going to take another fold here, taking this corner and folding it up to the top left hand corner, aligning the edges so we have yet another strong, nice, even valley fold from corner to corner. This is going to give us what I like to refer to as the origami X, because it makes an X through the paper like that. Now take your paper, flip it over, use the bottom edge here and fold it up to the top edge, making this a valley fold. Meanwhile, the creases on the other side of the paper are mountain folds. There's our valley fold horizontally right through the center. Now you're going to take your right hand side and your left hand side and line them up so that we have a nice valley fold vertically through the center of our paper. Now if you open this up, you'll have valley folds, horizontal and vertical, and mountain folds along the diagonals. Turn your paper and bring those two edges or points down and squash fold the top into the preliminary base. Now that we have the preliminary base, we're going to move on to creating a bird base. So I'm going to do this. Take the bottom outside edge here. You've got two flaps, one on each side, 1, 2. And you're going to take the top flap, fold it in to the center line. Try to fold it so it doesn't go over the center line. And you'll make this acute right triangle here. Now take the opposite side, do the same thing, fold it into the center, creating an acute right triangle. Then you're going to open these two flaps up, lift the top flap of paper, and you're going to valley fold it from this little point to that little point where those folds end. Valley folding it upwards and taking this flap and refolding them back in, and then readjusting the creases at the top so that those flaps fold down into the center. Okay, try to make sure that your creases line up right at the top, and you'll have this shape when you're finished. Now flip your model over and do the same thing. First I'm going to take this flap and flap it down, flip my model over, and do the same procedure. Outside bottom edge into the center, acute right triangle, outside edge into the center for an acute right triangle, open those flaps up, open the top flap up to create the bird base, reverse these folds in, and readjust the creases at the top, and now we have our bird base. Okay, once you've got the bird base, you're going to see the folded line right here. Then you're going to take this outside edge and valley fold it down to that crease line and crease it nicely, unfold it, and do the same on the other side. Take this outside edge, valley fold it down to that fold line, crease it well. Again, you'll have an acute right triangle there, and open it up. Now you'll see the intersection of those lines here. You're just going to take this top section and fold it down like this, and you'll kind of see how these sides are poking up. You want to align that corner with the center line, and then you're just going to kind of follow that line and make a valley fold crease there. It's not really a squash fold, it's just a valley fold that goes through that point. Then you're going to lift this up and take the tip and fold it down to meet that intersection. Okay, so you've done 2 valley folds. And if you've done any of these other Star Wars origami models, you're pretty aware already that we're going to sink fold that bit. So you're going to open up your model, and we're going to sink fold, like pleat sink. So you'll see this larger square. I'm going to go around that larger square and re-crease them into mountain folds so that they're going to stand up nicely when I try to crease it. Okay, taking your time to make sure that those are nicely mountain folded so that when we get to the sink fold, it obeys our will. Okay, now these other pieces, they should be this like inside square, they should be valley folds, which are a little harder to do because we have to flip our model over, but let's see if we can make it work. Good. We can kind of take this and crease those back down. Then if you push from the bottom up, they should fold in pretty flat if you've done it well. If not, and it doesn't fold in flat, this square here should be valley fold, so you can flip your paper over, kind of valley fold those creases and slide it back down. Okay, now we should have this kind of a deal. You've got the inside sink fold, and you've got 1 flap on the top, 2 little flaps in the middle, and then the flap at the back. Okay, now we're going to take this little triangle here that you can see delineated by this crease, and you're going to mountain fold it backwards like that, and do the same on the other side, mountain fold backwards, and then do the same for these 2 flaps on the back. Instead of mountain folding though, I'm going to valley fold it inside. So these are basically getting folded inside of the model like that. Okay, same thing on the other side. I'm going to valley fold it inside of the model so it looks like this. Now I'm going to take this outside edge here and fold it in like so, so that the corner meets the center line, and this like line here continues and is horizontal. Okay, I'm going to do that 3 more times. 1, 2, 3 on that side. So I'm going to flip this here into the center. And if you've done any models like the land speeder, flip it over, you'll know that we're going to be sink folding this one as well. Okay, this is going to bring our model in nice and tight and make that kind of head shape that General Grievous has at the end there. Okay, so now we've pre-creased all those. Now we're going to unfold them and sink fold it inside. So you're going to have to unfold your model, opening up this flap, and you'll see once you open it, you've got this triangle here. You're going to sink fold that triangle, reversing the outside edge into mountain folds, and that inside, all the inside creases will then be valley folds, and it will look something like that when you're done. It'll be that little corner of paper sink folded inside. Now you're going to do that 3 more times to the other sides. All right, this one first. Open the flap up, gently re-crease that paper, reverse the creases, flip your model over, open the flap, gently sink fold the center point and re-crease the other ones to make that a sync fold, and do the same on the other side. Sync fold, and re-crease. Okay, now we have all of our creasing done. We've got that main flap at the top, 2 flaps in the side, and the flap in the back. Now you're going to take this and you're going to fold the top flap upwards so that it falls right along the line of creasing that we've had from before. You're just going to fold that up. Okay, now you're going to fold the tip down so that we get our valley fold right there so that it's lining up with those 2 points. Now you're going to take that tip and you're going to sync fold it inside. So I'm just going to open that flap, kind of re-crease it, and lay that back down so it'll look something like that. Now this should be General Grievous's head here, and we're going to take this and fold it out, valley fold it out, so that it just is naturally folding where it should, so that it opens like that. Okay, and you'll have that kind of a shape now. Alright, now we're going to valley fold it from this corner to that corner. So you're going to valley fold down this way. Almost looks like a Yoda head or something like that. But what you want is you want that valley fold to be from this corner to the other corner. So it's going to look like that. Now you're going to take that whole flap starting down here and you're just going to open it up like this, and you'll have this kind of a shape that's looking like that. Alright, now you're going to valley fold right here, the bottom of this piece. So you're going to take this and you're going to valley fold it down so that the center point is down here, and kind of looking at the side it'll be this kind of a fold like that. Alright, now that finished, you're going to take another valley fold. You're going to valley fold from this corner and that corner right along those lines, and you're going to fold it like that so it lines up with the edges, and it will look something like that when you're done. Now you're going to take this corner and you're going to valley fold it down so it lines up with this line here. Like so. And then you're going to valley fold this corner and that corner inside so that it overlaps that front bit a little, or this middle corner just a little bit. Now we've just gotten done folding this face piece right in here. Okay? Now that being completed, you can start the next step, which is working on the back piece for like the back of his head. So we're going to flip the model over, and we're going to take this outside corner here, or this like line here, and line it up with the center line. Like that. And do the same thing on the other side. Like that. Now you're going to take those two bits and sync fold them inside. So I'm just going to like open this flap up, gently press that so it falls inside, and that being my sync fold, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Open it up, open this flap, gently press that center and reverse all the folds. And there we have the back flap with the re-creasing and sync folding. Now this is an interesting part here. You're going to make sure that you fold this piece so it lines up with the back piece here. Okay, so I'm going to fold this up like that, and then I'm going to fold it down so that the new fold line is halfway between the bottom and this like pre-crease from a long time ago that we've used. So I'm going to valley fold this down, and it'll end up looking like this. It's a pleat fold. Okay, and it should have that zigzag look. Now, right now this is a mountain fold and the other one's a valley fold. We're going to reverse them and then we're going to sync them in. So I'm going to re-crease this one into a mountain fold, and then I'm going to re-crease this one into a valley fold like that. So it's really reversed pleat fold like that. Now I'm going to open this up and I'm going to sync it all inside, so we have like a sync inside pleat sync fold, if that makes any sense. Okay, so it should look like this. Should have that kind of a pleat fold look on the inside, and then you're just gonna fold that sunk in piece back down like that. Okay, so it's kind of tucked on the inside, sunk into the model. Now you're gonna take this corner, this bottom corner, fold it so it goes like overlaps that piece, fold that up, and then you can just tuck it underneath that synced fold like that, so it'll kind of hold itself in place. And that is this back piece here that creates his mouth. Alright, now that you've got that finished, you're going to work on the side like armor pieces. Okay, so we've got this. We're going to these two flaps here, and we're going to do the same thing on both sides. So I'm going to do one side slow and then the other side faster. You're going to take this side here and you're going to inside reverse fold it up along the area where that fold line already is. So it just goes straight up like that. Then you're going to refold so that this center line that is here lines up with this bottom crease, and what that's going to do is it's going to make this area it's basically going to be like this, so that this line here is horizontal, but it needs to be an inside reverse fold. So I'm going to take it first and just like valley fold it here. Then I'm going to open that up and inside reverse fold it. Like that. And I'm going to just readjust it because I want this piece to be horizontal. Like that. Okay. Now that that piece is horizontal, I'm going to take this top edge here, valley fold it downward, so it lines up with the bottom edge, like that. And do the same thing on the back, so I'm going to have to flip my model over. Same thing on the back. Okay. So now I've got that thinned out on the front and thinned out on the back. Now I'm going to reverse fold this upward like that. So I'm going to just pre-crease it, unfold it, and then inside reverse. So it's standing straight up like that. Now I'm going to inside reverse fold it back down so I have a fold line approximately right there. So it's sticking out just a bit above like that. Okay, so I'm going to fold this one down. Like that. Okay, now the same thing on the other side, just a bit quicker. Inside reverse fold up. Inside pre-crease here. So it's horizontal. Unfold it. Inside reverse fold. Like that. Top edge down to the bottom edge. Flip it over. Bottom edge. Top edge down to the bottom edge. Flip it over. Inside reverse fold upwards. And now inside reverse fold downwards. Like that. Now the last couple steps here. We're going to readjust these so that they're a little thinner. You can see this one's thinner. You're going to take this outside edge here and bend it, valley fold it, so it lines up with the inside crease. Sorry that my hand is so big there. But you can kind of see that little valley fold here. Okay, you're going to do that 1, 2, 3 more times. So flip my model over, valley fold it in to re-crease that. Redefine the edge, and now you can see the difference between these two. Do the same on this side. And do the same on the back. Like so. Now, a couple more steps is just this corner. The directions say to fold it in so it matches the back. But this flap of paper is very thick there, but it does end up holding it in place. Now this part here, same thing, mount and fold it in the back. Please excuse the bell. So that it matches the shape of the back. Okay, so there's that mount and fold, and that ends up kind of holding the face in place better. Now the last step is to just kind of gently pivot fold. If you grab this top corner here and you pivot fold this and re-crease it, you can have these armor pieces on more of a diagonal rather than straight. So this one you can see is coming in on a diagonal, and this one's coming down straight. So that's the last step. Pull up a little bit and pivot, fold, and re-crease those so that they angle in. And that is how to finish the origami model General Grievous, designed by Chris Alexander, and can be found in his book Star Wars Origami.